All my life I had to fight. Miss Sophia and K. Dot, despite amnesia, the historical feature was right. But I'm wrong saying I when it should be we. We are bred Mike Tysons, bred on cornbread and psychological violence and villainy. Nigga, you killing me. Rates of literacy literally is 40 acres and no mules. Dude, it has been as illegal to read as it has been to be free. After 400 years, look at me. Uppity nigga. No finger, no trigger. But I still get gunned down if my prophecy delivers. Confused. I love my niggas. Vaseline shining, trap rap rhyming, rope dope on consignment, face ass niggas. But we, after shower fresh, the lords of finesse. Hove made fun of the G, but it was actually an S on our chest, I mean. Political conquest considered okay by the Congress, a complex and simple conquest. And I know what's next. Here's the rumor. We survivalists turn to consumers just to get by. We church picnic and hallelujah, but how the fuck you know truth if it ain't been spoke to you? So we became low-key fashionistas, a part of the feminine tone, but it's better than preachers. We seek a higher purpose, even if below the surface. Black life matters and the nations is nervous, thinking that the servants converse with the serpents. The devil is a lie, but even he knows the purpose. You called us worthless, told us to worship. So we got Saturday, Sunday, go to meeting fresh and strutted around the Chitlin circuit. And the results is perfect. Easter pastels and cars too long. Maybe it was the fact that the whole fam could fit in the back of the lack that it made it our own. Got money and they raided our homes. The Panthers, Black Wall Street, shit, even BMF got did wrong. The young guys trapping song, but those like me roll roses with greenery, admire the scenery, rock our lenses, Cadillac over Benzes, imperfect friends with perfect intentions. American identity, it's hard to believe that some of us appropriated Jerry curls and weaves on a mission to get free, but see, ain't no anguish. We pimp the language, so the lack is where I'm at. And I got all my peoples with me. Dig that. That particular piece was inspired by, anybody seen Foxy Brown? Anybody seen Foxy Brown? When Link started talking about, I see these people with the nice clothes they wearing and those fancy cars they driving, and I get so full of ambition. Now you tell me what I'm supposed to do with all that ambition I got. And that's our ambition. Hold on one moment while I grab my book. Y'all all right? Yeah. Are y'all all right? Yeah. Can you make me believe it? Yeah. Can you make it with some more noise? Yeah. Some hand claps? Some yeah. Some Lil Jon, yeah. See, generally I like to have everything memorized, but in my defense, this particular piece was inspired by the last time I was here. And the last time I was here was having a conversation about what is and what ain't, and about the ideas of love and, you know, if you're so good, how you lose somebody, or how somebody step away from who you are if you that good. So this piece, and actually I'm gonna make sure that I actually use the mic, even though I kind of hate using mics sometimes. But this piece was inspired by that because you can have all these ideas in your head about how you gonna love the love out of somebody and create love in them and out of them, and then y'all gonna love. But if it ain't the right person, if it ain't the right situation, then it is akin to throwing paper in a knife fight. I'll explain. Because although 3 a.m. rolls into our lives on a daily basis, rarely do we meet. Rarely do we greet faces. But when she needs me to my stomach knots and awakens me easy and unveils her plot. She don't want my beating heart to be a solo show. She wants horns. She wants harps. She wants some church girl to blow. She'd settle for a duet, a ballad sung while we stand close. And of every love I've loved, she loves me the most. My verbose ways, my supercilious style. She loves my extra talk and it makes her orchids run wild. My polyamorous playmate placates me like I'm black and mild, but I'm both swisher sweet and blunt, the embers of a voodoo child. While wrestling with her arrival, I eventually relent till she subtly kisses and I spiral into this very lament. Throwing paper in a knife fight is like pulling a knife in a gunfight. It's like giving hugs in a fist fight. It's throwing paper in a knife fight. Don't grieve the technique if the target ain't right. No matter how connected our dots, if the frequency don't match the watts, if we count the calories but don't fit our diet, our cuisine is casualty if we race towards a riot. See, I loved hard once. The rest is miseducated. I've loved a million times. Being naive is native. Some vortexes were gold-plated. Some were recovering from sadists. Some submitted so softly, so swiftly, so saucy, I knew they were only hiatus. Some tactical sabbatical. Some whales dug deep. Some were lamb's bread, breath and hand spread throughout the curls of my head to help me sleep. Still, I wonder why my slumber gets broken at 3 until I did the math. Some shit you just can't try to grab. It's irrational, like 1 equals her and we. That's the defined fate of science. Particles colliding until God is revealed. But that recipe is especially tedious. It needs perfect timing and ingredients and a cool-ass windowsill. And the most optimal degree, that's how she rise to make pies from the root of the fruit of knowledge tree. And that'll be when my loincloth gets torn off and expose my humanity. But for right now, I'm currently throwing paper in a knife fight over and over again. And my battle will continue to wage until my opponent carries a pen. Maybe then, the ink she bleeds will adorn my lines, and I observe her words to the margins defined, and smudged fingerprints, evidence of a crime, where forensics can't figure how we died and came alive at the same damn time. Throwing paper. And if I may now, I'd like to bring up with me that Vincent has said, and Chrysalis has said, that since we gonna connect this with my birthday celebration, I could have a little bit of fun. And so I wanted to be able to introduce you to some of the dynamic people who have helped shape my life and my music and given me voice. So I want to bring up one of my longest standing writing partners, and absolutely glorious and beautiful reflection, and the fact that God is an artist, and we can see that in the beauty that he creates. So Miss Khadijah, if you and that pretty guitar don't come up here and talk to us real quick. I don't know where you put the guitar. We finding the guitar, so we fill in the space. Have you ever thrown paper in a knife fight, by the way, though? Show of hands if you ever found yourself throwing paper in a knife fight. You ain't never tried to love somebody that you couldn't love into loving you? You ain't never had somebody that tried to love you until you loved them? No? God bless, that it's so beautiful and so fortunate, you know. Whatever lessons you got, I will buy that book. I think I'm a little bit better on it now, but yeah, the idea of throwing that paper in a knife fight. And I guess it's crazy because it leads into this, because right, when you're throwing paper in that knife fight, you end up with a mind fuck. You end up with a mind fuck. Yeah. Do we need to get you a mic for yourself as well? Or? Okay, we're gonna, can we say it again? Well, then let's grab a stool. May I please? May I please? You know, I ain't David Ruffin, so I ain't got the people to come move things around. I ain't got a crew enough. We got to do it like we do it. Of course we're gonna make it work. In the words of Ray Charles, grabbing wrists, making it do what it do. You let me know when you're ready. Say it again. Can y'all hear? Are we on blue? Because I'm kind of loud. If I gotta just not use the mic, I definitely don't mind doing that. I think we're good. And I thank y'all very much for y'all attentive energy. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the love. I feel it radiating. You hear it? Okay, good, then. Some things don't require words, but we long to speak so much. We find the limits of our phrases, and that's when we become God's favorite. Can't save it in a jar, it belongs to the world. Magnetizes from afar, that's how boy meets girl. Boy thinks girl, best things to sliced bread. And not just because, but the girl in bed. In his head he said what he should have said, but his lips was kind of shy, that's why he read. And he said, you can have me in the palm of your hands, and we can kick it right where we stand.
You know, I don't regret nothing in my life but